Alright, it's that time again. Time for another update on the reef. The reef's doing really good. Lots of new growth everywhere. Had a slight alkalinity issue. Lost my surf and turf acro. Pretty bummed about that, but things happen. All the corals are doing really well, aside from that one loss. The rose-beveled tip anemones are looking great, especially this one over here with the golden striped maroon clown hanging out. A lot of the corals are really starting to take off since dosing the system. And you can see there's the yellow tang, real fat, really healthy, good looking fish. You know, these zoanthids are multiplying like crazy. Frog spawn over here is looking really good. This is one of the little areas that I really like on this tank. I'm not sure why, but it's kind of dark where the clown hangs out, but over in the left corner light shines down and you have that bright green GSP, the green star polyp, growing there. You can kind of see the size of the rose-beveled tip anemone there. When we look across the tank from this angle, it gives a really neat perspective. You know, you can see the large acropore there, little meliopore right there, and then just past that is the other acro growing over there, the green one. Pulsing zinnia is really multiplying, looking good. Maroon clownfish keeps this entire area. Over here, all this area clean, so he bites at this constantly, bites at the frog spawn just to keep this whole area clean. Bird's nest is growing really well, has a little green hue to it, purple polyps. Stylophora there in the middle. It's really growing. I mean, that thing is just taking off. This other SPS here, this blue one's growing nicely. Red Planet back there is doing well. I mean, this coral's just really taking off. I mean, every single video update I do, you know, this thing is just noticeably larger. Let's see if I can get a top-down shot. Not so much, but it's pretty big. The little fungia plate here, the one that's got 3 growing on it, took a pretty bad hit. As you can see down here in this section, this one's chewed up pretty bad because it was by my orange torch, and one of the hermit crabs moved that coral and the torch just really stung it, but it's bouncing back just fine. The calistria is really taking off, lots of new polyps, lots of splitting. Acan down there is fat and happy. Tricolor Velita is looking really good, almost fully encrusted on the plug, all the way around, nice purple green base. Feather duster, the big tube worm rather, it's doing excellent. It's probably grown about 2 inches added to its little column there. The Sunset Monty's really bounced back. You know, I pretty much wrote it off as dead. It was just a brown piece of nothing. But under lower light it's really regained a lot of its color, and it's starting to re-encrust on the rock. Chalice is looking good. When I first got this chalice, it was just purple with green, Now it kind of has those lighter blues on it. Looks really good under the PC actinics. It's almost like an aqua green. Looks really cool. There's the Tamigi tang, growing up nice. Great looking fish. Pretty shy though overall compared to other tangs. Yeah, it's a good looking fish. And of course over here is the Tyree toadstool, which is just a monster now. It's taking up this whole area. You know, it's really happy and healthy. I mean, look at the polyp extension on that thing. It's really liking the current. The branching Duncans here in the foreground looking really good, big. Little small piece of acropore here. You can see it. It's a green velvet. You move to an area with more light, more directly underneath the metal halides, but it's growing just fine. Of course, the candy canes are doing really well. Had an issue on the left side of it. As you can see, it's all bunched up there. There was an aptasia that was living inside of it and it's just stinging it, and finally I was able to remove it. So those polyps should bounce back. Paleozoa grandis are just multiplying like crazy. As you can see, all the small ones inside. It's generally how this coral grows. It's kind of like in the middle and everything just kind of moves out. The non-branching Duncans are doing well over here. Acan echinata is doing good. Hasn't devoured anything recently. And the Hawking's echinata. It's looking really good. Good color. And the gecko green to the left, which hasn't grown at all since I got it. A little bit on the plug, but that's it. Lots of new mushrooms. The cabbage leather there is growing nice. Some more paleozoas. Now these candy canes, I'm not sure what they really are, some type of calistria, but they've yet to start branching since I've had it. It's just kind of doming out, so I'm wondering if this is just some kind of non-branching form or just some type of brain coral. Lobophilia back there, looking really nice, fat. The baby Tyree toadstools are growing nicely. Got a green pavona there, just in the middle. Lots of new polyps growing here, all the way down to this rock. Orange torch, doing really well. This is a spot right here with the this little fungia plate factory here, because this one is actually a dead fungia that sprouted 3 more plate corals on it. Yeah, it was just here, and a hermit crab pushed it over, and it just really burned it up. Lots of mushrooms. These are some of my most favorite mushrooms I've ever seen. You know, I still admire them for their color variation. Got some zoanthids down here on a plug, growing nicely. Originally I got them, thought they were Tubbs blues, but they're a little bit different under my lighting, but I still like them. Lavender favia is looking great. Yellow tang there, of course, again, Tamigi. Another baby Tyree toadstool that budded off. You can see kind of where it budded out there. Just comes off this little section here. They just fall off. This one will probably be the next one to bud off. So all these propagated themselves naturally, which is pretty cool. It kind of keeps the toadstool leather, you know, keeping a natural form. Bosophilia radiata, just stuck it over here in the corner. When it was in the middle of the tank, it was just getting too big, way too big. It's just there's not much flow in the center of the tank on the bottom, so it just would expand just to almost like 10 inches across. So I put it here, and the current's a little bit stronger, so it kind of keeps it toned down a bit. The 4 rose bubble tip anemones are doing really well over here. Just loving the new little adapter I put here on my inlet. You see it up there rotating. As it comes around, it just kind of blasts them. The quick blast, a little varying current. Since adding that, this particular rose bowl tip anemone decided to attach to the glass. It's been there for a couple weeks now, a few weeks. Hasn't moved. Doing really well. They're pretty close to the MP10, but I haven't had any issues as of yet with MP10 and my rose bowl tip anemones. Clowns are fat and happy. Of course they have eggs again. They're pretty much laying a batch almost once a month, every 5 weeks it seems. Once the eggs get eaten by some predator in the tank, they just lay some more. Moving on over here, this SPS is doing amazing. The growth on it is just phenomenal. I was looking back at some photos from when I first introduced it to the system, and I'd forgotten, how much this coral had grown. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite pieces in the tank, for sure. Little pagoda turbinia coral, looking really good. Has this deep purple, yellow polyps and a yellow rim, growing nicely. Frog spawn is doing really well, really big. The current from this inlet just really kind of puts a beating on it, but if it wasn't, this thing would probably be twice the size. And of course, my big old hammer, just doing awesome. So I think that pretty much covers everything on the tank. Coming up on the 1-year anniversary, I guess you could say, since the rebuild on the system. Probably do a really close, in-depth video of that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the update. Many more to come as I do my best to continue to document this reef tank.